can you assume that as you go along and as you train, the model gets better and better with the output it gives?
That's right.
And with respect to now, that leads me to the question that how easy or is it even connected that viral content, like whenever someone thinks of social or they would want to do a post, I think the common thing that a lot of social media managers also hear from others is make this go viral. There's an expectation that, hey, make this go viral. So with AI, is there is there a way to crack the algorithm, or it does not work, or how? Like, what's your take on AI and generating viral content or recreating viral content, if I were to ask it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we specialize in doing, right? So our customers will see up to 12,000% increased engagement, 240% more clicks, et cetera, et cetera. And it's not because we're tricking any algorithms. We're doing what humans do best on organic social, which is helping them create connection. That's what it's about. Sounds fluffy, right? But
Yeah.
so you know this because we talked about it previously, but I used to be a rock and roll DJ, Adi, and I was broadcasting to 20 million listeners a day for XM Sirius satellite radio, and my uber power was turning listeners into fans or customers into evangelists, right? And
Yeah.
that's what we all want in marketing, is to get the connection and then this other thing, this other sort of undescribable thing. And when you make your customers your fans or your targets your fans, you get a flywheel working for you, and it works for you for free, right? So that's the dream. That's what
Yes.
we all want. What I studied was um, sort of, how to replicate this in writing, because I saw these parallels between wielding the mic and wielding the pen. And I
Mhm.
was interested in the theater of the mind, and that's when your imagination has to kick in and fill in some of the story. When you go see a movie and it's not as good as you imagine when you read the book, and you're kind of mad about that, it's because your imagination played a role here, and that's very, very powerful. And it happens when you're just listening also. It doesn't happen when you're watching TV or video, right? Because there's nothing to imagine. It's
Yeah.
all there. But there's a parallel between how the imagination of the mind works, theater of the mind, which is it has to access nostalgia and memory and emotion when you're participating in this act. And what I learned was that in music listening, when your brain listens to a new song, it must instantly access every other song you've ever heard in this instant, so it can index the new song in the library of the memory of your brain. And guess what? As it does that, it's accessing nostalgia, memory, emotion, right? Now, these things all have to be in place for trust to happen. And trust is why we buy, and it's why we evangelize. And so it occurred to me that as I'm been writing with you, you've been scheduling, your team has been scheduling this call with my team. We're all writing, and we're reading what we write, what we read in our minds, and I can hear your
Mhm.
voice in my head as I read your social media message, your text message, whatever it is, right? And like a song, if you're clever, you're going to figure out how to tap into nostalgia, memory, and emotion and trust. And so that's what I learned how to do on social. I did it for a little company now called Walmart, and got them
Mhm.
130% ROI year over year for 3 years, right? So this is a long
Yeah.
way of answering your question, but like the basics to reach out and scale widely are the same. They haven't changed, which is make connections with people and get them to trust you, right? That's what I want to help people do, and it's what I'm good at doing.
Yeah.
So when I write a post on LinkedIn, I'll get like 86,000 views, right? And then we teach
Yeah.
our AI those same tactics. Now,
Mhm.
some of this can be taught to humans, but a lot of people, it's like charisma. You either have it or you don't have it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So to a large part, our AI is helping people not only write the content that'll reach out and connect with you, but then
Mhm.
functionally, scale it, because that's what we want, is for one person to be able to act like an army and essentially write compelling copy that is effective for every employee in an entire enterprise that's on social. And that's what we do, right?